Hi guys, welcome to JP Bashed. Today we're going to do a bit of a tutorial video. So this is primarily, I suppose, for the team-associated rival MT8. However, I guess this could be adapted for different RC cars, trucks, buggies, whatever. I bash quite hard. It's part of my hobby. I quite enjoy it. I do stupid jumps, stupid tricks, and I put these RPM arms, which are absolutely bulletproof. I mean, you can see the markings. You know, these things take an absolute hammering, and generally I haven't ever snapped or broken one of these. I have known Lightning RC have a tumble with his Creighton and actually snap one of these across here, which I just couldn't believe it on grass. But anyway, the problem I have with these is generally the holes open up where the hinge pins go through. So you can clearly see it on that one. You can see possibly they've opened up a bit on that one. But they're all of these have had movement whereby the hinge pins have bent, which is obviously something we develop and test. And I've done a lot of testing, and I've bent a lot of pins and opened up a lot of these RPM arms, which is a shame. I've probably chucked quite a few sets of these in the bin. So I decided to try a bit of a modification, primarily to fix these arms so I can continue to use them, but also wonder whether this would also help with the longevity of the arms, and you know, potentially solve a problem when you do bend a hinge pin. So we're talking rival MT8. Hinge pins for the rival MT8 are 3.5mm. This is a 1/8 scale car. Most cars are probably 4mm. But yep, team associated rival MT8 is 3.5mm. So I bought myself some aluminium tube. It's got a 3.5mm internal diameter and a 4.5mm external diameter. And what I actually do is cut this tube down and insert it into these damaged arms. So where the hole has opened up, this is going through now as an insert, and this will actually allow me to reuse these arms, which before, that side was okay, but before they were so bad that they were basically on the scrap heap, ready to go in the bin. So yeah, so basically what we do is we cut the tube down and we insert it into here. We put a little bit of glue on. Not really tried and tested it yet. I've just found this glue. You can use any glue, I suppose super glue would do it. And this is just some, it says max repair power UHU glue. It's just something to help hold it in place. To be honest with you, you probably get away with just putting a small shim either side, which would then, once it's locked in place with the pin, would stop this from moving anyway. But yeah, we just glued it a bit to help it. So I'll go through the process. I'll do one, and you know, I'll do it and show you how I do it, and then you can decide yourself whether you want to go for it or not. So got myself a little drill. Got myself a 4mm drill bit to start off with, and then I step it up to a 4.5. So if you've got a hole that's got the good side on, I would suggest that you start with the good side, not one that's opened up. So if you line it up, keep the drill straight as you can, and just gently screw it through, and it will actually pull the drill bit through exactly where you need it to go. And then just make sure it's just tipped through the end, and then reverse that. It's quite tight actually when you do it, to be fair. You'll see all the plastic on the floor where I've done the previous two. There's a bit of plastic in there, so I'll just do that again, a bit faster this time, a bit more plastic out the other end, and then reverse, and I'm going to swap it around the other way. Now I've got a nice guide, just gently put it through there, and I've done this is my third one now, and it does pull through really nicely and easily and straight. You can't really get it wrong as long as you go slow. It will guide, the drill bit will guide itself through. The RPM plastic is really good, to be fair. So there we go, 4.5mm one. We'll start again on the good side. It's a bit slow to get going. There we go, it's bit. Just slowly through the first time. There we go. Let's just pull all the burrs out. I'll probably do it, to be fair, but I'm just going to run it through the other way once. Right, that should be good enough now to get this tube through. Now, I've been cutting this. Obviously, the end that I've cut, it's got burrs on it. It's not wonderfully straight. I have got this good end here that I could use, but I think that would be cheating. So what I want to do is show you how to do it with an end that you've already cut. So you want a file, and you want to just very lightly just take the burrs. It doesn't take a lot. Take the burrs off the end so it's smooth, and then what you'll probably notice is that end can close up slightly. So get yourself a hinge pin. This is actually a JP Bash hinge pin. It's stainless steel, 304, which I find to be an absolutely fantastic hinge pin for the MT8. And put that inside here, and I just give it a bit of a shake, get it down to the end. And it's not the most orthodox way, you know, to get the pin through, but I found it worked. Ideally, you want to just push something thin down the end of there. I'm just trying to think if I've got anything I can push through. We'll drop something in that will go through. That point. We've got some smaller drill bits that might help just drop it through. It's too big. Small. It's not moved at all, has it? Oh. It looks like it's maybe I've bent the tube when I've been whacking it against my leg. I don't know. I haven't really planned this, guys. Last time I actually shook it, just kept shaking it until it went to the end. But I'm now using these small drill bits, and yeah, it's got stuck. Oh no, it's at the end, that's why. So there you go. It's just popped it through, and that just opens the end back up. So the reason for doing that is you don't want to put it in and then find out that, to be honest with you, if you cut, the problem is if you cut it both ends and both ends are closed off, you're then going to struggle to get the hinge pin through. So it's just a case really of opening it back up, and then just again very lightly just take the burrs off there. It should now in theory just push straight in. There you go. So next I'm going to get the rod and tube and then push it through the arm, and then you want it flush on the end, and then what I do is I just pull it in probably a millimetre or two, and then I keep it in there. Be careful when you do this. Junior hacksaw, you use the arm as a bit of a guide, and then basically just cut. Excuse the camera if it's going to wobble, it probably will a little bit whilst I'm doing this, but you just cut through. It can be a bit awkward. There you go, cut through, and that will leave then tiny little bit sticking out the end. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put the pin in the side that I know is good. I'm going to push it through, which will then pop the sleeve back out because it's got a little bit of a burr inside it, and then just get a little hammer. I've got some pipe grips here. I'm just going to gently tap it so it pokes the hinge pin out the other side, and then again, just very lightly, just take the burrs off. And that should be good now to get the pin in either end. So there you go, the pin will go through either way. Fantastic. Next stage then. Find the arm drill that you put on the table. And then what I'll do now is put this in so it touches the inside of the second part of the hinge. Get some glue. I mean, there's probably better glue to use than this, but I'm not really that worried about it moving, to be honest with you. And then just put a little bit of glue all the way around there, and then the same on this one. Doesn't have to be, I wouldn't put it right on the end because the glue will move up when you push this in. So just put it at 10mm in, something like that. Light coating, cap back on that so the glue doesn't freeze up at the end. And then literally just push the sleeve in, get tissue, and then you definitely want to push that tube so it just goes slightly inside on each end. So it just sits inside each end. You don't want it proud, basically. That one that I've done there, I may have taken slightly bit too much off there, but it's still, you know, it's within 0.5mm of each end, which is, you know, that's going to be fine. And there you go. That's how we do it. It's quite straightforward. I think then that will allow you to reuse these arms. You put your hinge pin, it sits in the tube. You basically put a bush, if you like, inside here, which I think will be super tough. Now, don't try this and do it and blame me if it splits this plastic. These are literally arms that were knackered and we're going to go in the bin. I think I can now reuse those. However, I do think that this will work on new arms, and I do think it will make them last longer. But I wouldn't want any of you to try that until I have done it myself and confirmed it, because I don't want anybody moaning at me saying, you wrecked my arms. I think there's plenty of plastic there, and I genuinely think that if you do it on the new ones, it will make them indestructible. But let JP bash them, and then let you know before you do it to your new set of arms. I'll do one more if you want whilst we're here. So just to show you the process again, if you didn't get it the first time, if you've got it, then you don't have to watch this, but I should try and do it a bit quicker, and I'll do it with less talking this time. Reverse the drill, by the way, when you want to pull it out. Plastic's that good, it just bites like crazy. That's that done. Oh, that drill bit was a little bit hot then. It was a bit toasty. We'll start on the good side. It's a bit trickier to get it going when you put the bigger drill bit in. Pull your burrs out. Put it from the other way. I think that will be all right. Let's get the tube. Let's get the good end of the tube. That looks like a decent end. Push the tube in. The tube fits. But obviously, like I said to you before, you might be able to see this on here. Where we've cut that end, you can see it's closed it up a bit. Basically, you want to put your hinge pin in. Again, the only thing I've got to hand at the minute is these smaller drill bits, which I think are like 3mm. So I'm just going to push them in, just so I can push it out the other end. There we go. It's popped out. Pull that out. Get the file. Lightly file the end. Get your hinge pin. Check it goes in. Yes, it does. Put it into your arm. Push it all the way to the end, and then pull it slightly in. I'm going to say that's about a millimetre as a guess. Get your hacksaw. Use the arm as a guide. Camera's going to wobble a little bit, people. This either goes through reasonably easy, or it can be a bit of a pain in the bum. Those of you that's used the hacksaw before, you'll know what it's like when you're trying to cut something, a piece of pipe or something. Sometimes it just snags. Just going to pull the blade. This one's been a bit of a dog, a bit of a pig. Go. Let's cut it. Right. Push the pin back in the opposite end. That's good. It will push the whole insert out. And then push it all the way through. It pops out. File the end that you've just cut. Get rid of the burrs. Get your arm. Doesn't matter. Push it in. Burr's now going to cause me a problem that I moved. Funny. That's slightly annoying, but not the end of the world. There we go, we got it. So put it so it just goes in. Get yourself your glue. But super glue would probably be better in this if you really want to stick it in good. And just put a light coating of glue around the tube. The same at the other end. Job's good in. Cap back on. Get off a bit of tissue. Tubing. Obviously, I've got to recommend to people, if you're doing this, you should probably wear gloves. Don't copy me. A bad example. Then make sure that tube is pushed so it's inside. You can get the back end of the drill bit if you need to, just to, that's too much. There we go. It's about 1/2 mm there. That needs to go a tiny little bit more. Just getting this right now. It just doesn't want to sit. There we go. That's much better that time. It's like probably 1/4 mm in from the end on each side. Just wipe the excess glue off that you don't want on there. And yeah, there you go, guys. I've done 2. That's how quick it is. So I'm going to do this to all of the arms that I've got that are knackered, and it's going to save me a small fortune when I break the next set of arms, and then I will get these on. There's 4 that I've done. I'll get these on and I'll give them a go, test them out, and I'll let you guys know whether or not they're any good or not. Funnily enough, looking at what I've got here, there's 2 rear, got 2 rear sets and all the others are fronts, so that tells you something on the MT8, doesn't it? But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. We're getting close to 100 subs, which is quite exciting. I don't do these videos for any other reason than I enjoy the hobby, and if I can help other people, then I like to help people. Some people, you know, I've watched videos with other YouTubers that are a lot more experienced than me, and I've learned some really valuable lessons and tricks and tips and things to do. So if I find something or do something, then yeah, I'll certainly do a video on it, and hopefully this helps somebody out and saves them a few quid. All right guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.